Hello, and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. It's ScrawlrBox time, and the people at ScrawlrBox are really loving on YouTubers lately. September's box featured Casey Golden, and the October box features Rin from DrawingWiffWaffles. Back-to-back big-name YouTuber art ladies. I actually got this box earlier than I normally do, which is why you're seeing it about a week earlier than I usually put it out. Don't be confused by the fact that this is called the October box, but you're seeing it in November. ScrawlrBox never ships earlier than the 17th of the month, and they named the box for the month they shipped, not the month that most of their customers are going to get it, like Sketchbox does. Anyway, on with the show. If you actually don't know who Rin of DrawingWiffWaffles is, you can pause and read her info on the back of the print. I'm going to read through the card, as I usually do, and give my review of the items, then we'll talk about the piece. And also, as usual, I will have the converted item prices in USD and Canadian dollars below in the description, in addition to the price in pounds on the card, and I'll include all the value versus savings calculations done so you can see if the box or the service in general is worth it for you. I'm not sponsored by ScrawlrBox, though I'd love to be if they see me reviewing their boxes and decide to put me on the PR list. I subscribe to ScrawlrBox all on my own because I love it. This is my 19th ScrawlrBox ever. I started out with a 6-month subscription and bought the previous box I had just missed at the beginning of that. Then I renewed at 12 months last November. My subscription just got renewed again for another 12 months, so I will continue to show you these boxes for another year at least. And I'm going to do a big what I've got so far sort of review on ScrawlrBox next week. Keep an eye out for that. Sort of an is it worth it breakdown. By the way, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday at minimum, with bonus videos some weeks, including a guaranteed bonus on the third Friday of every month, because that's the Art Addicts Alliance Collaboration Day. I've got lots of bonuses planned this month. We've just had one yesterday, and I've got a collaboration coming out as a bonus to the schedule later in the month as well. If you do ring the bell for notifications and you want to get all notifications, be sure to check and make sure the bell is filled in solid gray and not just an outline, because that option will only send you occasional notifications. If you like this video, remember to hit like and leave a comment down below. I love reading your comments, and I do reply to everyone. Have you tried ScrawlrBox or any other subscription boxes? Did you get this one? If you didn't, are you maybe planning to backorder it just because of it features Rin? I've definitely seen some people say they're planning to do that over on Instagram when ScrawlrBox updates their past boxes shop to include this one, and even Casey's box last month. Alright, let's read from the card. Up at the top where it says the date and number 50, it says, to celebrate our 50th edition, we have teamed up with one of our favorite YouTube artists and her favorite color. Take on the challenge and see if you can create a mini masterpiece with this limited color palette. Rin says she has been inspired by OOTD and fashion a lot recently, so why not recreate your individual dress style or interpret what you're wearing today into a completely purple outfit? Just don't forget to add a hint of glitter and make it catwalk ready. By the way, OOTD means outfit of the day, and that probably means Rin has been taking inspiration from Instagram fashion accounts. Scrawler tip: try layering the markers to give slight variation in tone to help give a little more contrast to your work with such a limited palette. As teased, the first item on the list is indeed very purple. Copic Purple Doodle Pack. This convenient little pack is the perfect introduction to Copic products. With a combination of color-coordinated pens and markers, you'll have everything you need to start making creative doodles and drawing. This set includes 2 Ciao double-sided markers, a glitter pen, a 0.3mm Copic Multiliner, the Ciao markers featuring a twin tip design that has a medium chisel tip and a creative brush tip, making them very versatile in your artwork. They feature replaceable nibs and refillable ink, which allows for lifetime use. The glitter pen is great for adding a hint of sparkle to your projects, and the Multiliner pen has a high quality nib and a very pigmented bleed-proof ink to give you color that lasts. Suggested retail price is £16.95. The two Copic Ciao markers included in this pack are BV00 Mauve Shadow and BV04 Blueberry. If it sounds like I said that weird, I probably did. They label the color name as 2 words, blueberry, not 1 word like the fruit, blueberry. Technically, neither of these are a dupe in my collection so far, but I did place an order for refills and a couple more colors off my wish list before I got this box. I haven't received it yet. Mauve Shadow is one of them, so I'll have that color in the sketch size sometime soon as well. I'm not upset about it though. It's a beautiful color and I love having the really pale shades in a lot of colors. It's one thing Copic really does well that a lot of the other alcohol marker brands struggle with. I do already have the Multiliner included. It's in the color Wine. I got that one in one of the custom Copic Colors packs from Imagination International Inc. last year, back when Colors of the Month was still Copic Colors. This was the Multiliner included with the October 2018 Copic Colors. As for the glitter pen, it's a tapered plastic nib like Micron PN, and it's labeled O2 Pink. I'm not sure if that means the shade pink is numbered 2, or if the nib gives lines as small as an O2 fineliner. So far in my experience it doesn't, so I'm gonna go with pink is shade number 2. I'm not really sure how accurate that retail price of £16.95 is, though. My usual Canadian art stars don't sell the Doodle packs, but 2 Ciao markers and an O3 Multiliner ordered separately comes out to $17 Canadian, or just over £10, and I really doubt the glitter pen costs enough to make up that difference. Blick lists the original price on the Doodle packs before their discount at $17.96 US, which is £13.97. Either way, I'm always happy to get Copics. It's really nice to try out these glitter pens that I've never tried before, and this is the first time in 19 boxes I've received so far that ScrawlrBox has sent out a Copic product. The next item is the Derwent White Paint Pen. This water-soluble pen produces a highly opaque ink, which can be either layered on top of your work or blended into it. You can create transparent washes by simply diluting the ink with brushing water onto your creation whilst it's still wet. Once dry, the ink will be fixed permanently, so it can be used to create watercolor effects, bold splashes of pigment, or subtle blends. When you need control and precision, the fine nib is great for adding delicate line work like cross-hatching. It works brilliantly alongside other media, so it's great for creating expressive marks that enhance your artwork. Suggested retail price is £3.48. I knew Derwent was revamping their line painter paint pens, so I was really interested to get this pen. I showed one of my line painter pens on screen and compared them a bit. This is, as far as I know, the same ink. I think the changes were mostly made to the pen itself. The reason I don't use the line painter pens much is because it's far too easy to get too much paint out of the nib at once and leave puddles on your art. I didn't have that problem this time around, so I'm guessing the new paint pen line has an improved pump delivery system. This layers nearly opaquely on top of everything else in this box, and it doesn't soak up as much ink if you write with this first and then layer the other inks over it, so you can get quite interesting results that way. I'll probably end up keeping this in my little pen holder on my desk after I'm done with the big ScrawlrBox review later, rather than putting it away with my other paint pens like I've done with the line painters. We do have a pencil this month, the Faber-Castell Dessin pencil. Faber-Castell has been creating high-quality pencils since 1660. Originating from Nuremberg, Germany, they continue to be one of the best recognized pencil makers in the world. The Dessin pencil is ideal for sketching, drafting, or writing. Like other Faber-Castell pencils, the lead undergoes a special bonding process which strengthens the lead and allows for better sharpening, so you can effortlessly create precise lines and fine details in your sketches. Suggested retail price is 90 British cents. I don't have a lot to say about this pencil. It's a good one. It's a pencil. It doesn't have its own eraser. One thing I found odd though is that the pencil says number 2.5 equals HB on the side of the barrel. HB is referring to the hardness scale that ranges from the highest numbers of B for very soft leads to the highest numbers of H for very hard leads. The number comes from the American system of numbering lead hardnesses, where the standard number 2 pencil we all use in school corresponds to HB. number 3 corresponds to H, number 4 to 2H, and so on. In this system, 2.5 actually corresponds to the letter F for a slightly firmer lead than HB. It isn't that much different in terms of what it looks like when applied to paper, but it holds a better point. This is the 3rd time in 19 ScrawlrBoxes that I've received a Faber-Castell brand graphite pencil, and they're all different lines, which is really nice. Graphite pencils aren't exactly something I go out and experiment with in terms of different brands and lines, because I don't do a lot of graphite-only work, so I really only go through the 2H pencil, which I prefer for sketching. I mentioned that the pencil doesn't have its own eraser, but that's okay. We've got the Lyra kneadable eraser, a special purpose cleaning eraser designed to easily lift and remove traces of graphite. The eraser can be manipulated into various useful shapes and sizes to help tidy up your artwork easily and efficiently. It's an essential tool for all sketching artists and even comes with a handy storage case to keep it clean. Suggested retail price £1.10. This eraser is a smaller square than most kneadable erasers, but it's also a whole lot thicker, so just in terms of volume, it's probably an average amount of kneadable eraser. I haven't squished it up too much yet, but I did squish it up a little, and it does fit nicely back into the case. I don't like it when kneadable erasers don't come with cases, because everything sticks to them. Do not store a kneadable eraser unprotected anywhere near any sort of pencil sharpener. It will get covered in pencil shavings. Even if nothing else does, you will regret it. But yeah, this one's a good eraser for sure. I'll probably get more use out of this one than other kneadable erasers in my collection because, again, it has that nice little case to keep it clean, and that means I can leave it out on my desk and not worry about it. Our surface this month is 2 sheets of Canson The Wall 210 GSM paper, a revolutionary paper specifically designed for graffiti artists, illustrators, and designers. The name comes from the fact that it behaves like a wall, with design features that make it completely opaque, bleed-proof, and double-sided. It is resistant to alcohol markers and enables you to draw clear and precise lines with very fine-nibbed pens, as well as thick markers. Because of its unique design, ink will never bleed through, even when subject to heavy and repeated use of markers, so 2 sheets gives you 4 surfaces to scrawl on. Can you break the wall? As usual, there's no suggested retail price given. The suggested retail price on Blick for an A4 sketchbook with 30 sheets is $26.25 US, or £20.42. So let's estimate these 2 A5 sheets at a total value of £1.36. I was really surprised by how opaque the paper really is. I wanted to sketch on a different paper and transfer it to the finished piece like I normally do when I do the Scrawler challenges, but I can't see through this paper on my light pad, so I had to simply reference my other sketch and freehand it onto the final paper. That was nerve-wracking. I don't like freehanding when I don't have a lot of backup paper. I noticed that I can't completely erase pencil off of this paper, even though the pencil and eraser we've got work very well together on the standard medium weight mixed media paper I was using to sketch on before. As for alcohol ink, it truly doesn't bleed through to the other side. I'll put up a clip of me checking for that when I was done. Unfortunately, I forgot to clean my cutting mat surface, so the other side is dirtied up anyway. I guess I broke the wall? The alcohol ink does feather out a lot on this paper, though. I had to make use of my own colorless blender to try to correct it a little, and then I made thicker outlines to disguise it a lot more. The challenge on this card is dressed to the nines, and I decided instead of doing human fashion like I imagine most people getting this box are going to do, I wanted to do animal fashion. So I went on Pixabay, started poking around, and quickly got inspired by carousel horses. I really made use of the white pen underneath the glitter pen to get different patterns and textures on the horse's adornments, and I like the way it turned out. I just really wish the alcohol ink didn't feather so much, and I like my original sketch better, so I really wish I had been able to trace it onto this paper rather than redrawing it. Since this is the 50th edition box, we also got a cute little ScrawlrBox logo pin. I'm so happy I had the opportunity to be subscribed for this. It really does feel special. And I normally don't comment on the included candy, but I felt I had to this time. We got a roll of little round pressed sugar candies that look like American Smarties, or Rockets as we call them in countries that have chocolates called Smarties. These are called Swizzles Parma Violets, and I'm going to guess they picked this particular candy because of the purple theme in the box. I was expecting these to be basically Rockets, but perhaps grape flavored? Nope. They smell like the little decorative seashell-shaped soaps my grandma keeps in her bathroom, and they taste like I imagined those would taste too, just with added sugar. Oh well, I certainly don't subscribe for the candy, just had to share since I think these were awful in a rather hilarious way. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye guys!